Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problem for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not have this book already, buy it immediately. You will find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 170, problem solving number 134. The problem says that we have a rectangular window, a certain rectangular window is twice as long as it is wide. Is twice as long as it is wide. So here's my rectangular window. And if this is the length, then the width, I'm told, is twice the length. Let me read one more time. A certain rectangular window is twice as long. Oh, sorry. It doesn't really make any difference. Here's your width, there's your length. The length is twice as long as the width. Is twice as long as it is wide. If the perimeter is 10 feet, then the dimensions in feet are, so we are told that the perimeter is 10 feet. The question simply is, what are the dimensions? I'm going to do this problem two ways. I'm going to do it the classical way with the algebra, because the algebra is not actually that bad in this problem. I'm going to do it the classical way with the algebra, the classical way, the traditional way, the orthodox way, the algebraic way, the academic way, the proper way. And then I'm going to do it the way that I would have done it had I been taking the exam. So let's watch both of them. The algebraic way simply is to realize that this is twice the width, this is width, this is 2w, and this is w. So the perimeter is 10. Oh, okay, well, very good. So we have 2 W's, that's 4 W's, 5 W's, 6 W's. So basically, sum of 6 W's has to equal 10. That's all it is. And therefore, W would have to be equal 10 over 6, which is 5/3. What is the question asking? That's all it is. That's all we are done. And if the width is 5/10, the length, which is twice of that, would have to be 5/3 times 2, which is 10/3. That's all it is. So there you go, there is your answer. The dimensions are 5/3 and 10/3. Now what's the other way you could have done the problem? Well, let me show you the other way, without the algebra, okay? As I told you before, not that the algebra is that difficult, but here's the other way. I know that whenever the answer choice is numerical, I know the answer has to be one of those 5. So very first thing that I do is I try the answer choice C. That tells me which way do I do. If C works, I'm done. C is the answer, it works. If it doesn't work, 9 out of 10 times you should be able to tell which way to go, whether the quantity is whether the answer that we need has to be a smaller quantity or a larger quantity. So let's see what happens. I'm going to try 2 by 4, it says. We already know this is the answer. We already know that, but let's try C. C tells me that it is 2 by 4. Well, had it been 2 by 4, this quantity would have been 2, this quantity would have been 4. That 2 by 4 tells me that the perimeter would be 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. It's too big. We are told that the perimeter is only 10 feet. This works out to be 12 feet. That tells me that these dimensions are too large. That also tells me right away that I can knock down D, I can knock down E. Answer has to be either A or B. So I'm going to try B, which of course we know the answer is. So let's try B, which is 5/3 plus 5/3, because those are the two width, plus 10/3 plus 10/3. I'm just going to add up these 4 quantities and see if they add up to 10. Of course they're going to add up to 10 because they have the same denominator. So it's basically 5 plus 5, which is 10, plus 20 plus 30. Of course, there you go. 30 divided by 10 it agrees with what the problem tells me. The problem tells me that the perimeter is 10 feet, and this gives me 10 feet. This was answer choice B, I believe. Yes, because that's all it is. Let me quickly take a look at the camera to see how much time do I have left, how much time I have left to give you a little sermon. I'll be right back. That's all. We are only 5 minutes into the clip, so let me explain one more time then. You know, now that on the second thought, I wish I had not done the algebraic way first, because that gives the game away. I shouldn't have done this first, because then you knew the right answer all along. Pretend that this was not done. In which case, if I had been taking the real exam, I would have said to myself, the answer choice has to be one of these 5 numbers. In which case, I start with C. Why do I start with C? Because that's the happy compromise. Happy compromise. You start with C. If C works, you're done. If C does not work, you know whether it's too large or too small. If it's too large, we can knock down the other two quantities which are even larger than C, because they always, when the answer choice is numerical, 90% of the time they are arranged in order, either in ascending order or descending order. They are very rarely mixed up together. Here they are arranged in order. They go from 3/2 to 5/3. Actually, they are not arranged. Well, kind of arranged, but not quite. But C, D, and E were arranged in order. So when I tried C, which says 2 by 4, the perimeter is 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 4. It's too much. It's 12. I need perimeter of 10. That tells me the C is too large. That also tells me that D is too large and E is too large. So I tried B, which is 5/3. So if one side is 5/3, the other side is 5/3, which is the width, and the length is of course twice as much. Therefore, if this is 5/3, this would have to be 10/3. 10/3 plus 10/3, and of course when you add them up, it's very simple because they have the same denominator. And it turns out to be 30/3, which is 10, which is exactly what the problem tells me. I hope you found this helpful. If you wish to get hold of my DVDs that I have put together with the solutions to all the math problems for GMAT, or if you wish to hire me for personal private tutoring, I am located in Connecticut. Please go to my website at www.prep4gmat.com. Send me an email and we'll talk. Alright? Thanks.